Hi, Stamper fans. Welcome to another Make It Monday. I am Nan Gerlitz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Bloomington, Illinois, and I am here live on my Facebook page every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. So I'm so glad you could make it. We're just going to wait a few seconds here to see if we get some eyeballs starting up, but I won't delay too long for those replay warriors. I'll get into it in just a moment. Um, Tonight, I have some tips for you on creating color combinations. The new catalog that's coming out that starts May 1st has some really great resources in it. We are so, like literally the demonstrators, we're very excited about this. Hello, Penny. I am going to help you with your color combination dilemmas tonight. So we will get into that in just a second. But basically, I want to let you know that I am here to help you connect with your people, whether that's gathering to craft together or it's creating things to send out. It's all about making and strengthening your connections. So let's switch the camera down and get into it. All right, so this was my winning card from Friday Night Stamping. For those of you that are not familiar, my husband and I have a friendly little competition each weekend where we each make a card in the craft room, and my peeps vote on it on Facebook and sometimes Instagram. And then Monday, I reveal who made the winning card. And this was my winning card this weekend. This was his fabulous card this weekend. And I did want to show it because there are quite a few new products on here. We've got our Petunia Pop, which is one of the new in colors. We have a fabulous Hearts and Hugs, I think that's Hearts and Hugs stamp set with these adorable walruses. Great sentiments in there too. And then those do come with dies as well. So we've got some more Petunia Pop in the paper and in the ribbon. Oh, awesome. And I love that he paired it with the Blackberry Bliss and then threw on those real red hearts. Just fabulous. So had I not made this card, I feel like he would have won because his was pretty fabulous as well. So my card is using the new color wheel from Stampin' Up! And I'll show you this. I think I showed this in my little reveal after I got back from convention. This was one that they gave to all the, yes, Penny. I love the circles too. I'm very big on the circles. So fun. But this was a gift that we got at convention. So this particular color wheel without this center part is printed in the new catalog. So you will be able to see all of these great colors. And then on the back here, it explains the complementary, the triadic, the analogous, and the monochromatic. Those are all explained in the facing page in the catalog as well. So even though you don't have the little spinny wheel, you will have kind of a lot of this resource. Just another nice perk of being a demonstrator, right? We get a little extra. So that's pretty awesome. So I actually did not read all the directions because who reads directions, right? And I cheated a little bit when I did mine because I did know I wanted to use the Shy Shamrock. And so I put this analogous one here and I thought, oh, any of them in this little window then. So, but analogous actually means, where is it? 3 colors that are side by side on the color wheel. So the ones that I used are not quite side by side, and I used 4. So, but it was a jumping off point. As they say in Pirates of the Caribbean, it's more of a guideline actually. So I did want to use this Shy Shamrock. I pulled in the Old Olive for our card base, and then I pulled in Lemon Lime Twist and the Lemon Lolly. I am a rebel. And obviously y'all loved it. I loved it, so it turned out quite nice. I'm going to mix things up tonight, though, and we are going to pull a monochromatic color combo out of here, starting with Bubble Bath. So I'm going to make this same card, but in different colors to show you that this resource is fabulous to mix it all up. Hello, Cheryl. Nice to see you. Okay, so I have done a little bit of pre-cutting and things like that. And tonight I am using the new bundle, Spotlight on Nature. You will notice, by the way, that there is no Normally I have a link to a supply list and cardstock measurements. I don't have that tonight because many of the products on here I could not put on a supply list yet because they're not live until May 1st. So, and plus the card base is your basic standard A2 base. Everything else is die cut or fussy cut. So the measurements are kind of like use your dies. So, so I felt like we didn't really need that too much. So this is more of a watch and learn. So the Spotlight on Nature bundle is super fun. It's got these great circle shapes. Nothing actually cuts out any of the images in the stamp set. It's just a complementary type of bundle, which is nice too. And these dies are the whole reason I picked it, because I paid for an extra after hours pay to play make and take session with these. So if you'll notice, there are different designs. There you go. Designs on the edges of these. So we have 3 different designs, and you have 4 of each of these designs in different sizes. So you've got kind of 3 sets of circle dies is what it turns out to be. We are missing a couple from this because I'm going to be die cutting those in a minute. The other new product I am using is this fabulous, I think it's spiral circles. I can't remember, but it's not available till May 1st as well. So I'll pop back in and put that in the description. But this is fabulous. And one of our other demonstrators had mentioned, ooh, hey, look at this and look at these, and could we have some fun with these circles? So that's what we're going to do tonight, is have some fun with all these circles. So lots of fun things going on tonight. Okay, so let me get my cardstock supplies out here for you. So tonight we are going, I've got a plain thick white base. So we're going to have a white border on this one, unlike what I did with my olive one. And then we're going to pull in Berry Burst, which is a fabulous color that joined our family last year. I will say the camera, I don't feel like, is picking this up quite enough. It is quite spectacular. Hi, Linda. So glad you could join us. Yeah, these things are definitely on the a definite get list. So what I did this time is, instead of stamping the little splatter pattern to give texture, I actually did the embossing folder to give texture. So that's going to be our base. And then we are using the new Petunia Pop, which is my favorite in color, although I will say this is one of those years when I love them all. So that's nice. I have already die cut some Bubble Bath and some Blackberry Bliss. And if you remember here, I did a little cheat. So if I put this halfway into the Bubble Bath, then I get halfway into the Blackberry Bliss. So it's still monochromatic. I am a bit of a rebel. So yeah, so we're using the Bubble Bath, the Petunia Pop, the Berry Burst, and the Blackberry Bliss. All righty. And Bubble Bath and Berry Burst are ones that I just recently finally got. It's taken me a while to assemble things as far as all the new in colors, or new colors, period, because they threw a lot of core colors along with the new in colors. So we're going to go ahead and attach our base. Let's get that done with right away, right? Okay. And then, so now one of the things I did was I die cut these circles first because, and I will show you, when you emboss them first and then run it through the die cut machine, it tends to flatten the embossing. But when you die cut them first and then emboss them, you'll see that obviously the embossing doesn't get smushed. So it's very important, if you're going to do both and you're not using a hybrid folder, that you do the die cutting first, then you're embossing. So let's get some things out of the way because we need to bring our big boss into the field. I have to remember which ones I am embossing. Those two. These two are not getting embossed. We need to die cut these as well. Okay, so these are getting embossed. Let's bring our big boss in. Yes, a very good tip. I'm here to make all the mistakes for you so that you don't have to. So we will die cut our Petunia Pop circles. I've got another little product here to show you that I don't think I use on camera very often. And quite frankly, I don't use very often lately because I haven't had a die that's this detailed, I think. All right, so don't need these layers. So we've got this great little one. I mean, these are just so fun with that little kind of sunburst pattern. They remind me of like some sort of coins. Oh, or poker chips. This would be great for a poker chip card, right? For, if you guys have a game night or something. That's what it reminds me of. When I was a kid, we used to play with poker chips, but we would make roads out of them so that we could drive our Hot Wheels in between, like they would be lining the roads. So, yeah. All right. So now you see on a very detailed die, I've got cardstock that's stuck in here. And I've got just a couple little spots where it didn't quite come out of here as well. So I can poke those with my little pokey tool. I take your pick tool, right? Or there is another attachment for the take your pick tool. It is the die brush. And like I said, I don't think I use it very often on camera. It's been quite a while. The die brush comes with this thick foam mat. And all you simply do is roll it over and your cardstock and your dies, and boom, it comes out, and you don't have to poke, 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 poke. You can also do this while it's still in the die, your cardstock, and that'll help as well. But this will get all of those little pieces out of your die also, because if you leave them in, after a little bit, your die does not cut quite as nicely. And the buildup is quite something. So voila, all clean in a matter of moments. So those come together. This just unscrews from the bottom, from the take your pick tool. And this is my putty tip that I normally have in it. So your take your pick comes with the putty tool. And then you can buy this separately. It comes with the foam mat. And I have just recently heard somebody that has two take your pick tools. One has the putty tip in it all the time. The other one has the die brush tip in it all the time. And I think that's a brilliant idea. So I might have to get another take your pick tool. Oh, darn. All right. Get all that mess out of the way. Okay, so now we have all of our circles. And we have 3 of them that need to be embossed. And one of the cool things about our embossing machine, our Stampin' Cut and Emboss, is that this base comes with it. You also get the number 2 plate. You also get a set of number 3 plates, which I am ordering new ones of because look at these, my goodness. And then you also get the number 4, which is a specialty plate. And the cool thing is both of these platforms will tell you exactly how to layer everything if you need it. And if you need more help, you can always reach out to me. Because as you know, I think I use mine quite a lot. So I can tell you what you need to do. So for embossing, I need this number 1 plate and I need the number 4 plate for a 3D embossing folder, that's what this is. A 3D embossing folder is just, it's thicker than the other embossing folders. And I think the majority of ours are now 3D folders, so that's usually what I have. So when you're embossing, you also want to put the hinge side through first. And what I'm going to do, because I want these centered, get this up here by the camera. So I just want to center this in the dots so that I have a good, unless you want it off center, which could be cool too. Maybe I'll do one like that. All right, so we've got that centered. We've got the hinge side going through first. We're going to throw the whole thing through. And because I wanted these each centered, and the way this embossing folder is, I obviously have to do them one at a time. And voila, I just love that. Look at how far raised that is. That's a lot of good texture. Okay, let's do, that one doesn't get embossed. This one does though. Should we do this one a little offset? Maybe try it, right? So why don't we have it, sorry about that. Let's have it so that the circles are kind of radiating out from that edge. Let's see what that looks like. Why not? It's just cardstock. Experiment. All right. Plate out of the way, base out of the way. And let's see how that turned out. Oh, that looks kind of cool. It almost looks kind of like a planet. Like what, does Jupiter look like that? I don't know. It's kind of cool though. I like it. It's fun to just play around with stuff. All right, let's do a little bit of stamping because we have a little fussy cutting to do too. And then we will assemble. So I just have a scrap of basic white. It does not have to be any particular size. It just needs to fit your stamps. And I think, yes, I did bring a block with me. Thank goodness. I don't have to run away from you tonight. This butterfly is quite pretty. We're just stamping everything in Memento because I will be coloring with our Stampin' Blends. So it was very funny on Friday night. Normally, the stamper man will have an idea, and then he'll say, oh, do we have this color Stampin' Blend? And I'll say, oh, no, we don't have that one yet, because I don't have everything. Saturn with the rings, yes. Yeah, probably. I think I'm feeling like there's a planet that has kind of, I don't know, that type of pattern to it, but it might just be in my head. But anyway, so normally I have to tell him, no, we don't have that, or we don't have that cardstock yet, or whatever it was, or we don't have that ribbon. So I had just purchased all the in color stuff. So he wanted to know if we had the Petunia Pop Stampin' Blends. Yep. Do we have the Petunia Pop ink? Yep. Do we have the cardstock? Yep. And then halfway through his design, he says, did we happen to get the ribbon? And he really thought that was going to be a no. I'm like, actually, yes. So everything he asked for, I had on Friday night. He was so happy. And isn't that the way? When you just have everything you want, it makes creating so much easier, right? And when everything color coordinates, which I just love about Stampin' Up, it makes everything so much easier. So I actually colored my butterfly on Friday night a couple of different ways, and decided I liked the way that went on the card, obviously, because why would I put the one I didn't like on? So I'm going to start with Dark Berry Burst. It is the best color, absolutely. Yes, because I did only get 2 of the in-color ribbons because, budget, I had to stop somewhere. But Petunia Pop was one of them because that was a non-negotiable. So I'm going to start with this Dark Berry Burst and just kind of do a, flare from the his body on out. Just order everything. Okay, I have witnesses. I have witnesses. Right after this live, I'm going to hop on my computer. Just order everything. All right, and then we're going into our Petunia Pop. We're going to go out from there. I do like that I have that in writing now. That's awesome. And then we're going to hit our Dark Bubble Bath. And you'll notice I am going over the lines where that Petunia Pop ended. I'm going over that. And that will help blend those together and make it softer so you don't have this harsh scribbly line there. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, I like that. You're my best pal there, Penny. Yeah, got to screenshot that. All right, snips. I'm telling you guys, if you don't have a pair of these paper snips, like what are you even doing with your life? Because the short blade makes fussy cutting so much easier than, whatever you might be using if you don't have them. So I did decide to fussy cut my greeting because I didn't want to have a like straight rectangle of white. I liked all the circles and I just wanted it to kind of be there, but not in your face. So once again, when you're fussy cutting, move your cardstock, not your scissors. Keep them in a smooth, you're just kind of closing them as you go. Keep that smooth and not jerky because nobody likes anything jerky, right? And when you're doing these letters, just kind of go up and down. You don't have to get real. I'm literally not necessarily following the letters till I get to the end here. But that little kind of bumpy makes it look like, man, you are so talented at this. And I think when I do this on camera, I do a better job. Maybe because I don't want to disappoint. This is where it gets a little hard because you have less to hold on to when you get to the top because you've already cut off the bottom. But you can do it. I have faith in you. All right, and there you go. Super easy, not perfect, but people will be like, whoa, she cut that out by hand. They'll be amazed. All right, and then your butterfly. And the only difficult part of this is the antennae, and we're not going to fuss about them too much. So we're going to go in, and I'm just going to kind of do a bumpity here. I'm not going down in between those antennae because that would be crazy. And I don't think there's enough meds in the world for that. Again, I'm moving the cardstock and not my scissors. They are staying still and just, going open, close. Because when you get the jerky lines, it's when you're trying to open and close your scissors like this as you go, or you're trying to move your hand around the item. Wow, that was a good one, you guys. I'm telling you. I'm pretty impressed with myself. All righty. So that's out of the way. So this is a pretty quick card so far. All right. So we've got some, I got to figure out which ones. Yeah, that's top. All right. I have my little coordinate. I'm loving this off-center embossed thing going on here. So that one goes down flat. Now, when I've got embossing on here, I tend to not use the Stampin' Seal. I know I did for the big piece, but because of all these bumps and stuff, right? Thank you, Penny. I like to use my liquid glue, or if you really want to get crazy, you can use your tear and tape as well. But that kind of will sink into some of those nooks and crannies too. So we're going to pop that down. And if you want to, where did I put it? You can put something on it just to hold it there for a minute, like a block, because you were stamping with it a minute ago, right? So this blackberry one is going to go down in the corner. I just kind of took my my greens and yellows and I just interpreted them into pinks and purples. Okay, and then this little guy also goes down flat. I have to figure out which way is up. That way is up. And the only way I can tell is because the bottom part, those little lines kind of poke up, or they're poking in on this side. It probably wouldn't matter to the receiver of this card it only matters to me. So that one's going to pop up here a little bit. Okay. And then we have some dimensionalizing to go. So this one first. And I think, I don't know where I just put those, so I'll get my spare sheet out that I keep in my area now. I am thinking about moving my video station back over to my main crafting table. One, because it has a much better background, because then you get to see my cool shelves with all the ink pads and whatnot. But the other thing is, in case I forget something, I don't have to run across the room. Everything is literally right in front of me. That's how I designed my studio. So, alrighty. So we've got this one first. And usually when I do circles, I do kind of a triangle of dimensionals. So nothing's wonky. All right, and that one will go down here. This one will go next. I do love these spiral dies, or Spotlight on Nature dies. Just the fun little details on the edges. It just adds so much to your card. Okay, and then this one goes flat again, right up here. And then we're going to pop our little thanks on. And so I do liquid glue on this, but I really do like just tiny bits. Because if you do any more than that, it's going to ooze out. And you don't want that. Then your card might stick to the inside of the envelope, and that's not cool. You did a lot of work. Don't do that. One more for our beautiful butterfly. I do like these colors. You will be just a lighting right there. And then we need our putty tip again because we've got some pretty gems. This was another thing I got at the after hours stamping. So these are the 2024 to 2026 in color shimmer gems. Ooh, So they are bumpy. They are like domed up like gems are, even though they kind of look flat. So, but yes, we've got the Petunia Pop, the Pretty in Pink, the Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock, and Peach Pie. So these are just kind of frosted and, almost a little translucent. So I think we're going to go Petunia Pop still. I was thinking maybe Pretty in Pink because that would go with Bubble Bath, but I think we're going to stick with the Petunia Pop. So we will pick that up there. I think a larger one. Sometimes these larger ones don't want to cooperate with my putty. So then your pokey tool is always good for that. And there we go. And I do want to give you another little tip too. If you like keeping your embellishments in these packages that come in, so you'll notice I slit the end of mine instead of opening it up by the flap. I just slit the end of it, and that way you can pop these in and out, but the plastic will still help protect them and keep them in place. You can also pop the whole thing out like that and pop it back in. So much easier than trying to undo that adhesive flap and then try to get them back in there without them sticking to that adhesive flap. So that was a tip from somebody else. I don't remember who, but that has helped me a lot. And I do like keeping them kind of protected in the plastic so they don't go straying all over the drawer I keep them in. So, all right. So there is our monochromatic. This one is more of the analogous. So just a refresher that the color wheel, without the white movable part, obviously, will be in the new catalog with the explanation of the different types of color combinations. So that will help you immensely. I will tell you something else that I did. Last year, we decided to start storing our inks and whatnot in rainbow order. So when we got this new one with the new in colors and everything, I went through and reordered all of my ink pads and all that in this same order. So it's very easy to find what I'm looking for when I'm looking for coordinating products. So, little tip from me to you. All right. I do want to mention that the last chance products, the sale on those starts April 9th and it goes through the end of the month while supplies last. Everything on the last chance lists is while supplies last. And many of those items, let's see, there's like 20 of those items that are already sold out even before the actual sale part has started. New catalog. Oh, sure, you can order more. Russ said just order everything. It's fine. It's fine. The new catalog starts May 1st. I did just put in the order for anyone who has ordered from me in the last year will be getting one. And Linda, you are on that list. So that will come directly from Stampin' Up! Probably in the last couple of weeks of April, you'll have yours. If you don't get one by then, just let me know and I'll be sure to pop one in the mail right away. You know, what you got to do here, Linda, is you order it and then you have it delivered when your husband's not home, see? And then you just put some out on the table, like a couple things. You just say, oh, I just needed a couple of things. And then, you know, the couple weeks later, there's a couple more things, you know, just dribble it in there so he doesn't think you put in a big order. I'm super helpful this way. Let's see. Yes, so the last chance products, some of them are on sale, but that doesn't start until April 9th. Goes through the end of the month. Everything's while supplies last. As I said, things are selling out already. So if there are things on that list that you like, don't wait. Thank you, Cheryl. Um, let me pop up here and chat with y'all. So yes, if there are things on those lists that you just are like non-negotiables, you have to have them. Don't wait for the sale to start because they might sell out. There are some price increases as well that are coming May 1st. All right, so for any of you watching that don't know, this is my husband, the Stamper Man. Every now and then I hear, I forgot that was in my cart. Okay, what you haven't heard around the house is that I told him I was going to put an order in this week because my pre-order as demonstrator starts this week. And so I said, oh, I'm getting all these colors and I'm getting some things before the prices go up. And he says, what about stamps? Can I pick out stamps? So it's not just me. Not in this house. But yes, there are a few price increases that are happening May 1st. I did put that out on my email blast a couple weeks ago. Cardstock, ink, some envelopes. There's certain things like that. I will get a list together and I will post that as well. I can post a link maybe in these comments, but I will definitely post it on my Facebook page. If you're looking for the retired lists, they are pinned to the top of my Facebook page as well. So, so you can see those there. The price increases are like from 50 cents to $2. So they are not ginormous price increases by any stretch of the imagination. Still very affordable, but you know, everybody's prices are going up and ours are no different. So, but there are a few things that I'm going to stock up on. Why not? You know, envelopes and cardstock and whatnot before the prices go up. So that's another thing to take into consideration this month because that'll happen on May 1st as well. So yes, Cheryl, Linda, you're both on my list for catalogs. I know that. Penny, you'll be getting your own because you're a demonstrator. So if anybody else is wondering if they were on the list for catalogs, you can shoot me a message or email me at stampernan@gmail.com. If you know you're not on the list, but you'd like a catalog, definitely do the same. Message me or email me, and I will make sure to get one out to you as well. All right, that is it for me tonight. Thanks so much for joining me. If you learned a little something, then please feel free to share the video so that your friends and family can learn a little something too. Till next week, I'm still Nan Gerlitz. Happy stamping.